I'm here, live in studio, with the one and only deadmau5. Can I put my arm around you like this?
I mean...
Can I kind of rub your back like this? Can I reach around and kind of grab your ass like this?
Some fights between friends, yeah.
Did you just light up a cigar?
No. Have you actually opened this?
No, I haven't. I like to keep a fresh perspective when I open something for the first time. They'll even go and reseal boxes for me. Of course, your first question is probably, what exactly is it that I have not unboxed yet? It's a collaborative product between 45 Drives, who you may remember from their servers that hold 45 drives or more, and the one and only deadmau5, and it's called the 45Studio, and it is a silent, high-performance, local network storage device that is explicitly for, oh wow, it's really sexy. Sorry, explicitly for content creators, not just sexy content creators.
I know, I feel excluded from this list.
I would hate for you to feel excluded, Joel. So why don't you talk me through some of what you contributed to this collaborative endeavor? Tell me what makes this ideal for a musician.
You've hooked me onto 45 Drive, and they've been absolutely nothing but accommodating my needs, right? But we're talking from the OG Storinator that I got, and then eventually upgraded to a Storinator and stuff like that. And these units, they got fans, and they are loud. Like for my needs, it was fine because, you know, I've got my machine room. I can tuck that thing away and let it pound the sound.
But that's a privilege to just have an isolated space that's separate from their studio space.
Correct. I always thought, like, how cool would this thing be, like, on a desk that I could just, like, you know, have there, pick up, bring to my video editor's place, you know, in a car or something like that, and just have it sit on the desk.
Right.
So quietest. As for the art on there, language on that is strudel. You see this young woman on Twitch that live codes music, and it's insane.
I want to crack this open because you can put a little heatsink on a Raspberry Pi. Good job. You created a silent system. Creating a silent, high-performance system, that takes a little bit more work. Let's grab a screwdriver. Hey, since I'm walking around you here, I noticed this is a wonderful hoodie you're wearing. Where did you get that?
Thank you. You're a fun guy. Let me see it.
Oh, you haven't even seen it? Oh, you're wearing the same one as me. So you got some PCIe slots on there, got like a cool patch on the hood.
That's pretty gangster.
Whole thing's UV reactive because of course it is.
Gotta have a mortgage to pay this guy. I just recently got my unit, so we have the same unit.
Hey, there we go. All right, non-ferrous screws. I know they're higher quality, but God, I'm at 45 Drives. All right, here it is. Check this out.
Vapor chamber, baby.
Did I hear you correctly? So that's a vapor chamber base.
Correct.
With 8 heat pipes. So we've got 4 running over to this side where we've got these copper plates that have a thermal interface material over to these giant fins on the side. Then we've got 4 more over to the other side. You might look at these fins and go, okay, well, hey, those aren't very dense fins. Is that really gonna be that great? And you're kind of right, because it's not as much surface area as if you had a bunch of really dense little fins. But it turns out that for passive cooling, you actually don't want the most dense fins because you've gotta have enough room for the air to heat up next to them, and then for convection to take place and carry that heat up away from the system. That is a tiny motherboard. This is cool too. I'm surprised that more system builders don't do this. It's a simple little 3D printed part, and it performs a simple function, but it's really important. What this does is it goes right here over the 2 passive heat sinks that are already integrated onto the motherboard, and it allows them to have intakes at the very bottom and then creates a chimney for them to exhaust their heat up rather than allowing them to get heat saturated by all the parts around them that under heavy load could be kicking out a fair bit of heat into the inside of the chassis. Oh wow, the power supply is passive too. That's just chilling there.
No pun intended.
Well, pun a little bit intended because the system doesn't consume that much power. So the CPU is a quad-core 8-thread affair. This one's configured with 64 gigs of DDR5 memory. It's got a Kingston NV3 NVMe boot drive, and then you can have up to 8 SATA SSDs in the front. Why don't we take a look at the back? Do you see it as a problem that it's only got a couple USB ports, a VGA video output, and then it's got what looks like dual 10 gig Ethernet interfaces?
I do and I don't. This thing's network accessible, so it's just kind of a turn it on, let it boot, and then get it on the web server. My only real criticism about these kind of devices are the VGA output.
Theoretically, it shouldn't be a problem because you've got your management port here. You can reconfigure the BIOS, you can install an operating system. You never have to hook a display up to it. But yeah, okay. If you do, VGA can feel like a bit of a downer, but that's just standard in the server space. And this is a server-grade motherboard, so you're kind of going to have to live with it. All right, I'm going to get the panel thrown on, and then I guess we should talk about our sponsor. Do we have a sponsor for this video?
Our sponsor, Ugreen. Their DH4300 NAS is an all-in-one beginner-friendly storage solution that has up to 120 terabytes of storage. That's literally millions of photos, files, and videos. One nice thing about it is that it's compatible with a variety of third-party hard drives, and you can even check their site for compatibility. Setup is simple with the Ugreen app. It connects via NFC, and you get access to your files across multiple devices. It syncs quickly with Google Drive, so backups are very straightforward. And with a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, you know you're getting high-speed transfers. It also has real-time virus scanning and flexible permission management. Grab your DH4300 Plus at the link in the video description.
I was just curious as to what your thoughts on what kind of drives we were going to be putting in there.
Good question. So, like other 45 Drives products, this is a BYO kind of situation in terms of the drives that you equip it with. As for what we chose, it's probably whatever we had 8 of lying around. Ah, yes, as advertised, it's a shit mix.
Can you do that?
Oh yeah, you guys are running open source Rocky Linux on this thing, so investment disclosure, invested in HexOS aside, say for example, you could take these 2 Micron 5300 Pro enterprise drives, you could pop them into 2 of the bays over here and run those in a RAID 1. That's like super, super safe. If one of these 2 drives dies, everything is still there on the remaining drive. Then you could take another 6 drives, like these Team Group EX2s, you throw them over here, and you could run these in like a RAID Z1. So that would allow you to have one of these 6 drives fail, and then the remaining 5 would still have all the data. But if a second one failed, then you're kind of out of luck. It does require you to do a little bit more of your own research before deploying something like this, but I think the flexibility is absolutely worth it. Also, this is our first chance to have a look at the front. How gorgeous is that? All right, let's go ahead and slide these drives in. I am liking this drive sled mechanism. Drive goes in, little mechanism pops out.
It's like a Super Nintendo. Take it to a shot of you blowing on it and putting it in.
This is something worth noting though. Plug any storage device, especially one that is using RAID or one that can be configured with RAM as a write buffer into a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply with a battery in it. You do not want things like this to be unexpectedly powered off.
Or like living out in the middle of the woods where every 2 weeks in winter a tree falls over a power line.
Or also just like being way too hard, you know? And awesome. No, not that kind of hard, like hardcore.
I learned a very hard lesson about the difference between a Cat 5 and a Cat 6 cable at my Red Rock show.
What were you trying to do over 10 gig?
Basically, my delivery system where all the music comes out to communicates to OSC, which is the UDP protocol. But on that same network, I also send NDI to front of house as a kind of virtual monitor so they can kind of see what I'm doing. I didn't have a network cable to go to the router, basically, that went to front of house. I just looked at the back of the telephone in the hotel room and it had an RJ45 in it, so I just stole it. Everything's just kind of working, but not, lagging and dropping frames everywhere. And I'm like, dude, this was working fine the other day. I don't know what's wrong. And we traced the problem back to the RJ45, which was a Cat 5 cable because it was used for a telecom system. And I'm trying to send 10 gig down it.
It might have even been defective too. You can actually have a 100 megabit link, even if one of your signaling pairs is damaged.
I think the takeaway is don't steal cables from telephones in hotel rooms.
And stop taking the towels in the gym at Smash Champs.
But steal the pillows. Take their pillow, put it in your pillow shank, and then take your crap pillow, put it in their pillow shank. By the time they notice, you're long gone.
That is not financial advice.
No.
All right, let's go ahead and fire up this NAS. I'll put my thirst extinguisher there just in case Joel gets thirsty.
I'm okay. Probably the only guy that's ever smoked in here too.
Probably, actually. Smoking, also not financial advice.
Yeah, no, don't do.
You know what's kind of crazy is I think this monitor is louder than the system. Like it has a bit of coil whine. Hey, there we go. This was working the whole time. We just had a bunk monitor. Very nice. I don't know what the password is. I'm gonna go with
Type cookie.
deadmau5 is the greatest. I understand what people are trying to do by setting like better default passwords, but also just don't. I might have found something here. On fresh machines, the user is root and the password is 45 big D small r exclamation point VES. Let's try that. Let's go. Okay, 45 drives. Don't do that. We have successfully started using the computer the way that it is completely not intended to be used, like a desktop. Give us a few while we log in. Simple setup. We just had to get to this point. Okay, best practice storage architecture. We're gonna set up ZFS for robust storage, Samba for network sharing, and we're gonna configure our client backups automatically. That's right, 45 drives knows that you're gonna be a lazy sumbitch. They're gonna make sure that you run backups on the regular so that it's both on your computer, you dumb sumbitch, and also on your NAS, like a smart sumbitch. All right, server name, deadmau5 is great. He made me do that.
deadmau5 is neat.
Is neat? You know what, your place was pretty tidy. Yeah, I'll give that to you. Okay, password, 45, big D, R exclamation point VES. That's an intuitive password that other people would think of. Don't forget the big D. Ooh, network folder name, Linus stuff. Based on the quantity of storage drives you installed in the server, we will set up the storage array with a balance of capacity, performance, and redundancy. Very nice. So we've got our 8 terabyte drives, we can see those. And then we've got a different kind of drive that is also 8-ish terabytes, but not quite as many. Storage will tolerate 2 disk failures and gives you 41 TB usable. So it is setting up an array with all of my drives, but when you set up mismatched capacity drives in a single array, you are going to be limited to the capacity of the lowest capacity drives in the array. 2 disk redundancy, RAID Z2, that's a pretty solid recommendation for 8 drives. Actually, pretty impressed. Complete setup. Now we give it a minute.
Still quiet.
Silent even. I'm genuinely pretty impressed at the fact that they not only don't have any fans in it, because that's pretty obvious, but it doesn't have any coil whine. Like even that crazy computer we had, the like space age Kalios, no moving parts, it still made noise because you could actually hear the fluid in it boiling.
If you struggle to hear anything with your head literally pressed up to it, then I think that passes the bar for quiet.
I might just not have very good hearing though. Remember when you like flipped out because I turned your speakers up too loud and you're like, dude, you're gonna like...
Oh God, it still keeps me awake at night. No, it never made it into the video, but...
Nicest sound system I've ever heard. I'm gonna turn it up and he goes, whoa, whoa, whoa! This is all so finely tuned that you have no idea how loud what you're listening to is, brother. I use my ears for a living. I'm like, oh, sorry.
What's 130 dB between friends?
Yeah. All right, configuring ZFS storage, here we go. All right, how long does this thing want to do this? It'd be nice if it gave us some kind of ETA.
Is it like low-level formatting everything?
Pretty much, yeah. To be clear, it's, you know, doing it pretty fast, but it's not that fast, it's SATA. Because if we were to go NVMe, all of a sudden we're going to need like a bigger motherboard, more expensive PCIe, cabling everywhere. I can understand why they did it this way, especially because if they're targeting like audio creators, video creators, you don't need higher than like, 2 gigabytes a second. And you're only gonna do this initial setup, assuming everything goes according to plan, one time. This is taking a hot minute here. And I think just because we went and we put 45 terabytes of storage in it.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Sweet time. Oh boy. 4 days later. Yeah, that never completed, so we had to work with 45 drive support, reinstall our ZFS package, something. The point is, now it works. We can create a backup schedule. Ooh, simple or custom. Hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. Okay, we can set a location. We don't have any locations yet. Okay, full disclosure. Okay, I am invested in a NAS software company to make setting up your own NAS like simpler. I am not trying to make this look hard. You guys are watching everything that I'm doing. Wired settings. Here is my IP. How the hell do I access the web UI? Has anyone done this, or did we just get it to the point where we fixed what we knew was broken?
That's as far as I went with it.
I'll try HTTPS. In fairness, this is a brand new product that they are evidently still working on the software for. Okay, add server. Okay, there, it's there now. Permission denied. Okay, well, no, that's a good sign. I swear I'm not trying to make this look difficult, man. Did that work? I think I might have just reformatted it.
It shouldn't have reformatted yet because it does that later in the process.
No, not the storage drives, the boot drive. I think I just factory reset it.
So this is how to set up your 45 studio.
Hey, you now have a network attached server that you can start using immediately. Houston Command Center. Okay, oh, we have to put the port. Username, let's go. We have hacked the mainframe. Limited access mode. Yeah, no, I'm an administrator. Linus is not, the incident will be reported. What the oh my God. Again, I am not trying to make this look hard. I'm cursed when it comes to Linux. Anyway, storage. We can see our array here. Current activity, very cool. Okay, yeah, any volumes that are on each of our physical devices. Pretty nice, concise little storage summary. System usage, ooh, okay. I love buttons in user interfaces that exist only so that it can tell you that you can't do that and doesn't take you to any kind of help file, and it doesn't take you to like the menu where you can configure so you are permitted to do that. Text is not underlined in an interface unless it's a button. Hyperlink rules, literally been around since the 90s. Sorry, I'm trying not to like rant here. I'm just a little frustrated by this experience so far. We should just access it because that is 99% of what most people are gonna do with a machine like this. They're just gonna access it. So go like that, go like that. Here's the video, boom. No, I'm gonna have to go to the actual share. Okay, let's try Linus 2. Nope, okay. Let's try just actually going into and finding out where the stupid folder is. File sharing. Failed to initialize the registry. Soundbar smb.config. Run test parm to debug. This is not the best out-of-box experience I've ever had. 45 drives, love you guys dearly. We can't just like completely ignore that this just didn't work. Hold on, there's still maybe something. Click plus to add a share. All right, let's do that. Unique name for your share. Linus 2 share. Fucking, I don't know. You tell me. Linus 2. Path not absolute. I don't even know what the root directory you're putting it in is. You just assume I'm a Linux wizard. Okay, navigator then. Okay, here we go. This is just giving me the whole ass directory for Rocky Linux. Where's my array? File systems, here we go. Okay, tank/Linus 2. Now we know where our folder's supposed to be. Boom, /tank/Linus 2. Guessed okay, no problem. Per file snapshots, oh yeah, that's cool. Optimize share for macOS. Nope, don't need that, but it's nice that it's an option. Error in add share, failed to initialize the registry. Not gonna lie, a little frustrated at this point. To be clear, I and the team here could absolutely fight our way through these problems. We could get on the phone with 45 drives, we could go consult some documentation, we could figure it out. But that's not really who this product is intended for. So I would like to see 45 drives have this software experience cleaned up, made a little bit more reliable, made a little bit more intuitive before they go shipping this to a video editor, content creator, a musician, someone whose life is not about, playing around with were_access_denied smb.config run test parm to debug. That's not their life, that's not their world. They don't want to deal with that. So I think there's a little bit of work to be done. The hardware looks good and the bones of the software look good, just needs a little more polish on the bones, polished bones. Super cool product, man. Not a cheap product. I think it's about $3,500 for the system itself, and then you obviously have to add your drives to it. But if what you're after is something that is dead silent, can be high capacity, has no moving parts, therefore can be transported, taken with you on the road, then I can absolutely see the appeal.
Yeah, I think it hits a good middle between, the prosumer and, the full-time creator.
Like, that's the thing. It's all about context, right? Like, this is expensive, but it's not outlandish.
You get what you pay for, Kind of applies to much.
Thanks for coming on to check this out. Thanks for pimping the merch. You look great, by the way.
Thank you.
Subscribe to ShortCircuit. Oh, and you can check out the 45Studio at the link down below. Maybe we'll link your music down there too. Help out a
Right.
help out a starting out artist.